I'm better, but those who talking about it, they are stupid because they don't have sense. They are stupid because they know there are legal instruments that prevent that from happening, but they turn it upside down. There are legal instruments. They are stupid, including Tewon Gonglo too. Leave them from the station are entitled. The first thing Tewon Gonglo is good, they are stupid. You know what? Those damn lawyers under Tewon Gonglo leadership should have kept mute until World Criminal Court comes. When it comes, then we who will be implicated will look for a lawyer among them to represent us.
He's getting over Bagao. You better wait for it. You better wait for it. The Edison coming over Bagao. The heat getting over Bagao. Mosquito sucking here, Bagao. You better wait for it. You better wait for it. Can you people crying over Bagao? Can you people crying over Bagao? People hustle when he Bagao. You better wait for it. You better wait for it. To say you man Bagao. Say you man Bagao.
Fire we want. Bagao, you brought me in the middle of the water.
Look like ninja.
Bagao, I give all my photo you bring me around. Now the bad thing I do, you bring me around. Bagao, the bad thing I do, you bring me around.
No, I'm not better, but those who talking about it, they are stupid because they don't have sense. They are stupid because they know there are legal instruments that prevent that from happening, but they turn it upside down. There are legal instruments. They are stupid, including Tewon Gonglo too. Leave them from the station are entitled. The first thing Tewon Gonglo is good, they are stupid. You know what? Those damn lawyers under Tewon Gonglo leadership should have kept mute until World Criminal Court comes. When it comes, then we who will be implicated will look for a lawyer among them to represent us.
You think Joseph Bagao will use my hand to be corrupt? The corruption he into, he will not use my hand to be corrupt. And watch the process and see. The process has started. If the police refuse to save for the people, then that means there's no police. Police say for me, I will not come. And if they make attempt to come for me, they can't handle my case, I'll be fighting to take one call from one of them. What's supposed to start will start.
This country is the rule of law.
Oh, anyone came to the police, you see the rule of law, right? Follow the law, right? Let the law respect me and go through my case. That big man you see, Rachel Kune doing so, they may want to World Trade Center. We will know Joseph Bagao who went to World Trade Center. So what's the process?
The administration took over headed by Mr. A. They inherited a situation that they deemed was very concerning. Not only that the size of the EPS had doubled, but they were concerned about some of the qualities of the individuals who were within the EPS. They found out a number of issues. First of all, the law that created the EPS makes the EPS property of the state. And the requirements for enlistment are clear. And I will name some for you. You must be a Liberian citizen. You must be aged between 18 to 35. You must be a high school graduate or above. And for those who are civilian employees,
Timadoma is my cousin. I was born in Nimakante.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Reverend, take time. Reverend, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You see how you done lie? I only been married twice. I only divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Don't show me nothing too much, you know.
1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3,
I love you.
4, 5, 6,
I'm missing you.
7, 8, 9,
I want you back.
Here within my arms again.
Long time no see. Out your love, I'm lonely. I miss you, and it's too hard to bear. What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you, and it's so unfair. I toss and turn, reach for you, only my pillows. Soon awake, the morning sun rises, but I'm alone. Hurts me so.
1, 2, 3, I'm loving you. 4, 5, 6, I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back. 1, 2, 3,
I love you.
4, 5, 6,
I'm missing you. 7, 8, 9, I want you back.
Here within my arms again.
It shows on my face, the evidence is right here. My smile has been erased, can't you tell? I have no appetite, my food has no taste. I'm losing weight, thought you could be replaced. I daydream.
No, certainly you need not.
And how great we used to be.
It is the reality. Just accept it.
Girl, and I firmly believe of turning all these streams.
That's what we are, a voice in Liberia, a voice of Liberia. We believe in what we report. We just don't get on the air because the air is available for people to get on. We get on with the reality. We believe the reality.
7, 8, 9, I want you.
And so, yes, we're back. The first day of the week.
2, 3, I love you.
Thank God Almighty, though we're going through a terrible time, you know what it means to lose your elder sister. However, we're coping. The Bible says it is appointed unto men once to die, and after death. And so she gone, but the work is by far important. So let me say thank you ever so much that you join us for the show Bits and Pieces on Voice of Liberia 104.1, Morovia, Voice of Liberia 89.7, Voice of Liberia 90.7, Voice of Liberia, the online radio, www.voiceofliberiaradio.com, and the community radio stations, all those that relay the show. We can appreciate you the more. Welcome to it. My name is Sam Andrews. Edwin Dwa is in. Patrick Sa is on the camera, beaming his blood, bone, marrow, everything, because Real Madrid won. So we say congratulations to him. Hope that he's overly energized to do it for us. We are the victims.
What have you done to me? I'm waking up in the middle of the night without you, and it's so unfair.
Okay, time is of the essence, very vital. Let's see those of you who have come on. We've got a couple of things on our plate to talk about. The lights continue. So let's see, Ophelia, you've come on, you're always on. Thank you for coming on. Ophelia Zoyan. Andrew T. Bestment, you've come on from District 10. Alhaji Fofana, you are following from Istanbul, your community in Central Matari. Nathan Mbe, you've on from Barcelona, Spain. Zoban Yutobe, you've come on, you said from where you wrote something very long yet, not comment time, but it's good to have you on. Penon David, you've come on from Pennsylvania, that's Philadelphia, the United States of America. Hey, my dear brother Jackson C. Poning Jr. from Iron Factory Block C community, member of Block 13 and a statutory member of the shows Bit and Pieces and Good Morning Liberia. You never miss out on those two shows. Thank you ever so much for having you on this afternoon. Jackson C. Poning Jr. of Iron Factory Block C and member of Block 13. My dear sister Yumotro Kringa, we're battling it, my dear sister, what to do. She gone already, so we can't do anything about it. But it's good to have you on. My dear sister Yumotro Kringa, thank you for coming on. You are following from Minnesota, the United States of America. Ade Walker, you've come on from USA, Virginia. Good to have you on. James S. Kelly, you are following, or you're asking a question. I can answer that question. Charleston Tingbe, you've come on from Buse Quarter, and you say thanks for the good job. Thank you for having you on, or you come on. Elton Pokoyu, you've come on from Sibley's Farm, you said, Bon County. And Alomin Sims, you said good afternoon to you. Honorable Emmanuel K. Glockon, you've come on from Bernard's Farm Community, Painesville City. James S. Molba, you are following from Topo Village, Japan Freeway. Ansu, that's Asatu, Kamara Civilized Mandingo Gay. Hey, my dear friend, it's been very long ago. When you're going off for some time, you got to tell me. You're there in Canada, Toronto. I've not seen you for a very long. Asatu Kamara Civilized Gay, the Civilized Mandingo Gay. Thank you for coming on from Toronto, Canada. J. Campbell Yanti, you've come on from Upper Caldwell, Divine Valley, from Lane Street, Romeo T.S. Kenyon, you just say following, Mohammed Kamara, and Mohammed Kamara from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, and Joe Brooks. Okay. We will acknowledge you as you come on. My dear Southeastern sister, Duarte, hope that you are faring well. Okay. Asatu Kamara Civilized Mandingo Girl. Okay, she said she's been sick. Thank you that you are on your feet. Illness is all over. I am battling mine too. Mine is bereavement. Okay, we will acknowledge as you come on. Edwin Melvin Dry is in. We've got a couple of things on our plate. There is an uneasy atmosphere at the Ministry of Transport. Summary dismissal, unilateral removal of position. Fear has gripped the Ministry of Transport. If you dare not move at the whims and caprices of the minister and his cronies, you are out. The Ministry of Transport is where, sorry to say, you don't want to work, or if you are at the Ministry of Transport, well, you have to walk in your line with the minister and his people. If they say, walk on the, what they say, crying, like that stuff in, how they call it, Coming to America, when Eddie Murphy told the lady, say, bark like a dog. Okay, so at the Ministry of Transport, if any one of the people said, bark like a dog, you ought to. If they said, lick my shoes, you ought to, if you want to keep your job. If you can, well, you are out. We'll tell you more. The Ministry of Transport is one place, and certainly President Joseph Yuma Boaka, not the president, but the president takes blame for it. Individual ministers are clearing. They are clearing. And then this unfortunate, well, no, not unfortunate, but it is appointed unto men. We heard of the passing of Sirleaf, the son of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Okay, so we've got a couple of issues on our plate. Dwa, then we'll get started as quickly as we can.
Okay, so in a Jeffrey, we will touch on Boaka, President Boaka delegates he traveled with.
The man carry on a huge delegation again.
Another huge.
They think they're smart. You know what they did, right? They gave a full figure, but they put it together, and the way they design it, they think they're smart. He has carried a huge delegation again.
Okay, so we'll talk about that, and we will also be looking at. We'll just run through like Sam told you. It is a heavy time for former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. corridor of our country day by day. And we will also look at yesterday, Representative Yeke Koluba had a press conference at his old role, political Palava Hut resident, where he addressed and launched a new movement, a movement that is against the presidency and of President Joseph Yuman Boaka, a movement that will do everything possible to bring to an end the presidency of President Joseph Boaka. So yesterday was the press conference. We will talk to bring you just few analysis on what he said yesterday, though personalities he engaged on, Vice President Kuhn engaged on the Amin Moda. He also talked about the rest issue and how the rest issue is being a scam. We'll talk about that small, and we also will talk about the widely spread police and motorcyclist issues that everyone discussing every day on almost every platform. So, and maybe later on we talk to our correspondents across my Gibi, and today we will feature Lofa County correspondent on the show, and so he can bring us to speed as to some of the latest developments in Lofa County.
Okay, that's very good, Gerald. Thank you. We go to Lofa today and get a full understanding. So, where do we start? The executive mansion, then we move to the Ministry of Transport. The executive mansion. The president is in South Korea, or let's just say Korea. Negotiation continued. Probably the president wants to use their word, consummate. Probably he wants or is using the trip to consummate the agreement on the initial blunder of the 285F moving machine. So apparently he was advised to move there and discuss. It was the same place. He didn't go anywhere extra. The same place the production was done, sent to Liberia. As far as we know, the president now took a huge delegation to Korea to negotiate or to complete the negotiation of the
285 pieces
285 machines.
You get 10 minutes of skin.
285. So he's in South Korea. He's in South Korea with his huge delegations. It's all but fair. We'll talk about the positives from the trip, but the delegation carried by the president is just the same as we usually talk about. The reason I'm highlighting it, because they try to portray it that it wouldn't be understood like the first that brought the criticism. So they say he's traveling with this person and that person, and the second part say he's traveling with media person or his two media people. But that's the same bunch. That's the same bunch all over the place. The same huge amount. Look at the list the president took with him to Korea. Look at that list carefully. If you are analytical enough, you will realize the number rose like the first. You will also see the hypocrisy in the list. How do you determine hypocrisy in the list? How it is structured, the wordings used. Look at the list carefully. The writer will say the president is moving with XYZ delegation, and then say, oh, the president is moving with these people. And then, but the category or the placement of those people, the position they place them in, you see that they are many. So that's the same. Whatever it is, the number is by far important, public information for us, but my personal position, the president, it is wrong that our president will be traveling and he will give no account of the expenses. The legislature has that power not only to bow at the feet of the president, they have that power to summon the president. They have the power to know what is it, how much the president has spent on the travels he made. If other president didn't do it, if other legislatures didn't do it, this one, this regime, this atmosphere with the motto, no business as usual, must not do the business as usual. One of the things that this government will be credited for, it will go down in history for as unprecedented when it can give account. The president will have to explain every expenditure on travel. It's not wrong. As many countries as the president can travel to, as many agreements that he can
go through,
have
it done.
No problem. As far as we're concerned, development is what we need. But on top of the development, the taxpayers' money that are being used, Mr. President must say. So he can carry 1 million delegation, as they often say in Liberia. We don't have problem with it. But Mr. President must reach the point to say, I made this travel or these travel, these delegations or persons or officials went with me, and these are the breakdown. His office must do it.
Yes, the outcount of the trip, like you would tell me to be. So the government is on the spotlight for transparency and equal accountability, something we hold them of high esteem, and we want to, in all forms, engage them, and will continue to engage them on it. The government is a government that's supposed to be accountable to us when they use the Liberian poor money. The president had a trip to the United States at first when he had the Africa Business Summit trip, where he traveled with a very huge delegates in America. Other people whose names were not submitted or were not part of the official delegation, they were part of the trip, and there was some funding used on their behalf. After the trip, the expenditure was never being broken down and given or placed on the e-marshal website, so we can understand exactly the amount of money that was allotted.
The president's office would never do it. It is business as usual. So there is nothing can change in this country. No government can set any change, any difference.
Yeah, so this is what we want to frame at now. You frame at other people before, and you said the same act they were carrying on were corrupt. So in how much they carry on corrupt act, and they brought you there because they wanted you not to be corrupt, what you need now to do is not government or leading by the same. You are to bring up another strategy, bring up the decency in your government, so as the people will see and say, yes, this government we opted for is not a government that people will take for joke. It is a government that people will have the level of credibility, and the government will perform to the expectations of the people. Previous government did not give us the account of how much was being allotted. They gave us how much was allotted, but how it was being spent or the expenditure of the money was never accounted for.
And not only the president and his officials within his sector or cabinet, the legislators, the judiciary people, everyone is accountable to the people of this country on all of what they do using public money. The president said he was going to do a comprehensive audit because it was public money entrusted to public officials. And everybody embraced that. The president and his people using public money. The legislators are using public money or taxpayers' money as public officials. The judiciary, everybody, hence everyone is under obligation. You do that. Let it go down in history. As much as you people are going to the petty things and making it to look like you're doing unprecedented, it is equally important that it goes across. We want to hear and read and see and talk about legislators giving a full report of the travels made. Forget about the dividends of the travel. That is not really of important because we know that you are not going to fix your own country. But you want to say, if you went to South Korea, not what the president will say, you went to Germany, you went Italy, you went France, you made 3, 4, 5 trips. What will it cost you to tell your people the expenditure? How much change you brought back, the assets, where it goes or where they go back into government's cover, the judiciary official. So it's not only the executive
yes.
and the guys that the president, but when you're saying the government, you're talking about the composite three: the executive, judiciary, and legislative. So all of them, we want to see that in these times, so that at the close of the day, we'll say, yes, truly the president, what he said, it's happening, that there's no business as usual. And then the second thing is, but let me say this before we go to the second one, then we move on. Thank you all, though we have not buried yet, but those of you who reach out to me, empathizing and sympathizing, I appreciate it. Some of you are still calling over the death of my elder sister. Just when we celebrated her birthday, 3 days after she is no more. It pains, it hurts, but it is a prophecy fulfilled now. It is a foregone conclusion. We are doing everything we can from a family standpoint to have her buried on the 15th of this month. So thank you all. You did extremely well. We got consolation from everywhere, from CEO Sekou Sharif, the manager Kutu Dabi Sao, Joa, all the people everywhere, Mira. Mira, yeah, that's how Naomi Kambada from Nigeria can call her. I like it. Thank you for having me, Mira. All of you who called, thank you ever so much. You did extremely well. That helped to strengthen me. But I can't stay away because, here is it. I often tell people that I'm African by color or Western by attitude. I am from Maryland, but I'm British by attitude. It is only in our country when dry loses a person, then you're off, or St. Andrews is off. In the West, everybody empathize, sympathize, yes, but there's another side of it that you have to. So thank you ever so much. We stay on it. We just completed the finalization of the burial and the funeral service. There are other issues we stay battling, but thank you all. I appreciate it. So here the next wonder. How in the world, I'm not going to play any one of those voices because you listen to them. Why would the president say no business as usual, and the president is stooping so low to business as usual when it is highlighted? Then most of you get vexed and say we are anti-government, anti-president, we will stay long inside. But yet you were anti 6 years ago. You were for. You weren't condemning a couple of years back. You weren't criticizing. Ironically, you were. But today, you don't want anybody because you think it is your time. or President Bouaka is your president only, and he isn't the president for the rest of the people. President Joseph Ntima Bouaka is everyone's president. He's the president of Liberia. He was elected democratically, sworn in constitutionally. He's everybody's president. He's under obligation to do what is right, what he took oath of, and we, as the citizens, we as his subjects, he's leading us as the drum major. We have the right to checkmate. The drum major, when the people drilling dry, I want to be so interested like each other.
The president gave the command.
Yeah, it's called the drum major. So
the president gave the commands, and every other person will follow the instruction.
But the drum major is not free from error. The drum major is on earth. The drum major can make mistakes. Sometimes he can carry the baton this way, and the people go on the other side.
Yeah,
so he will come. So the same way.
I've experienced that.
The same way, the president, as the drum major for the country, who is leading all of us, is not infallible. He makes mistakes. He can be corrected. And we can go to Mr. President's office and stand there and protest. No, we use
to demand him to do what we want. That's how we use the democratic method.
Exactly.
Everyone should channel the grievance through a particular person. That's how to do with the legislature.
No, what I mean, the opportunity we have to speak to Mr. President like we are doing now, we can go in Mr. President's office to tell him, Mr. President, we need to correct you. No. Though the pastor can stay in the church and speak to Mr. President. Mr. President, we said on the radio, we speak, Mr. President, every other person use whatever the medium.
Yeah.
The government officials, they get on their Facebook page, they speak to opposition, they say things. So everyone reaching everybody. So here is it.
So this is our own medium.
Yeah. Here is it. Mr. President stoops so low. And Mr. President can never ever tell us what he said made sense. After that messy situation, very pathetic, too elementary, not representative of a country, least to say the man who was at the center of it all, came to say Miata Famule inauguration as chief organizer, she did extremely well. Go there, go on the site, see Mr. President praising Miata Famule, and they are proud to put that up. What good Miata Famule did when the situation was bad off, not representative of a sovereign country, with great intellectuals, brag and boast, everybody condemning, presidents came here, they were embarrassed, prime ministers, ambassadors. Mr. President fell off in a twinkling of an eye. It was all over the world. People discussing Liberia president fell off. People came here. Natural ventilation could not even reach them. They were battling artificial ventilation. Some of them had to cut short the occasion. These people were shifting blame on each other. Miata Famula said it was how they call Mary Bro. Mary Bro said Miata Famula. Miata Famula said the other person got 60,000. That person said, no, I received 60,000, only 10,000. Corruption all over the place. All the legislators, they condemned it to the letter. Then Mr. President had the audacity to tell the people that Miata Famula did a good job. And you expect people to believe that and accept him as a president. That was too elementary of him. What in his rational self, what the president was thinking on to say Miata Famula did extremely good job when that occasion was too elementary. In fact, you gave that occasion to small maturing to organize it. It would have been far better than what they did over there. There's nothing positive that came from that inauguration. Today, no account. Mr. President covering it up. And Mr. President, is it, you know what he's doing? The man exposing Miata Famula. That man wants to give Miata Famula pressure, that strategy that man using. Because they think not many people, how long? You didn't hear people talking about it in recent time, right? People just they're focusing on 285 machine, this other one, that other one. He resurrected it.
Yeah, he tried that.
He resurrected it because people were not talking about it. He resurrected it by saying Miata family did a good job. That good job over there, coming here, Joa.
And so, like you said, Sam, the president, I know, but he has his own means, maybe understanding on how he termed it to be Miata family did well. But I would tell you, say the inauguration was poorly organized or was poorly planned. Imagine on the international diplomatic programs, you see everything in tight. What more we talk about inauguration of a president? Something that you said just in a case, there's after every 6 years before you see such an event occurring in your country again. The program we expected, the way we expected the atmosphere to have been, it didn't go that way. The money that was allotted for the organization of that program was not spent appropriately, and there's no account of it. Now, we say the president, fell off on the pulpit, and later on you saw the security guys going around him, started blowing him with fence. Let's understand and accept this. Every organized program, the people who are organizing the program, the organizers, they will first take into consideration the airspace. Giving the natural air to the person in whom you are celebrating that day, let the person have the conducive atmosphere. President Bouaka needed to have had a seat where you got free air. Plenty of people passing over him while you tended to be.
That has passed. That has passed.
Yeah, I know.
The focus is on the blunder he has brought again, resurrecting, exposing Miata family, because he resurrected it. People weren't talking about it much.
But that's what I'm saying.
He exposed Miata family, so he has brought Miata family back into the spotlight. And I want to believe that the president had something. Probably he wants some kind of audit, and he doesn't want to come straight, so he wants media pressure. So he said, Miata family did a good job. Then what happened?
The media
picks it up.
So, but this is what I'm saying now, right? The good job he's praising Miata for, these are lapses we experienced in the job. During the inauguration, you never saw even a thing, except that sometimes the natural air will be a bit difficult when there is a huge crowd. You should have plenty of things around the president. Saying there's an open space, you can find air conditioning to be planted there. The people should have just plenty of fans to blow the president at the moment. Now, they did not do so. They failed in that aspect. They move on. With all the heavy country clothes that were on the president, they put him on the pulpit to give his speech. The president was giving his speech. You could not find a single bottle of water. A single bottle of water on the pulpit when the president was speaking.
Hold on, John, because somebody just sent a text in. Prince Double, he said, Joseph Bouaka is praising his Freetown sister for trying to kill him.
So you see, Sam, there was not a single bottle of water. No matter when president speaking, you stand near him with a bottle of water, you put it on the pulpit, when he talks more, especially of his age, you talk small, you need to take small, water in to liquidize.
It was just a messy occasion, and the president cannot come back.
He needed to have liquidized the receptacle,
The president needed to say in this situation that I have constituted a committee to look into how the inauguration went. And the investigation would take into consideration this. Then people will say yes. Though it had been silent, but the president didn't forget. And that people will consider leadership. In this situation, in my opinion, the president didn't show leadership but weakness. I think he's afraid of Miata, family, Mary Bro, and the rest of the people. I want to believe he's afraid.
But you took the person who commented, you took their comment into consideration, if you don't sister.
Yeah, but he's afraid. That's what it means. He constituting committees on other issues, which the country embrace. This one, the inauguration, like you said, as significant as it was, it became a message too elementary. Then Mr. President cannot even say anything. The money cannot be how. So it's the president telling us that, oh yes, there are only certain things he's concerned about. He will call for audit because if it involves the former government officials, then the president ready to exert.
To audit.
Yeah. Once it doesn't concern George Weah and his people, no need for audit. Mr. President has corrupted. Mr. President will have to give account. He's under obligation to tell the people or constitute a committee to explain how that inauguration money was spent. That those dollars are UNR dollars. If you sit down and you're just screaming and shouting because they're giving you $5, $10 here and there, well, at the close of the day, you will still be begging and begging. These people, they collected money over the days. You know what I've been saying on Facebook? Almost all these people, they have their children in America. They're going to good schools. They're leaving to go and watch the children graduation. They see you here as peasants, as downtroddens, as surrogates that they can use. So when they say one or two things and you think that other people who are talking it, they are against, but you don't know that we are in your interest, and also because we are all citizens, what is good for them, good for us, you tend to see that we are against. You, at the close of the day, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Mr. President is corrupt. This is business as usual. Why Mr. President will not constitute a committee to investigate? So those dollars are foreign dollars. Those dollars can be accounted for. They are not Liberian dollars. They are not Liberian taxpayers' money. We thought it was the first thing that Mr. President was going to do. Given the outcry, given the outpouring, the overwhelming condemnation that Mr. President would have seen, the compelling need to call for an immediate investigation, having taken office. In fact, no president, no leader, only Mr. President and Joseph Iman Boaka gone down in history with this situation. No leader from the community perspective, go in community, if they organize any inauguration, and that inauguration ain't go good or that induction ain't go good, once that susu man or that community leader, once that person is inducted, they call him for investigation to know how.
How they spend the money?
Yeah.
And who are responsible?
Thank you.
If I appear like, a mastermind or something.
Yeah, because people put their money there.
Yeah.
Then what about a national?
People put their money there. They want to know how they spend the money.
Then what about a national event that Mr. President can constitute a committee? The other person say, we get a person 60,000. Then the person said, no, they ain't give me 60,000. They gave me 10,000. The other person say, we use 350 for car. The other person say, we use 950,000 for water, but they didn't see water. That kind of situation, then you expect Mr. President to kind of sit down and praise Miata family and say it was good. When corruption all over the place, people counter accusation about money. How is it? It's not normal, Mr. President. It's not normal. The people stole the money, they put the money right in front of you. You almost die over there. Miata family and people, they almost kill you, my brother. Then you sit down saying Miata family did a very good job. Anyway, yes, she did a very good job. Yes, we accept it. She did a very good job. That's what you see. Let's recognize few persons, then we move on. She did a very good job. Thank you for praising her, yeah? Thank you for praising her. You're right to praise her. Yeah. But when I saw that thing, and you can blame Kula Fofana too. Kula Fofana just writing to put on. I used to go against Kula Fofana first, but I'm going against Kula Fofana again. I'll be defending Kula Fofana because you can blame the lady. You can blame the lady is in a propagandistic position, just like the Minister of Information. So you can blame Kula. When Mr. President sends it down, Kula will have to write, Kula will have to say. And that what goes with that job. Your character is tinted to defend all of the wrongs. Come in, let me take a few comments, then we'll open the line and move on to Ministry of Transport.
You know, I'm just laughing. You know, the way you saw Plaza, you get cooler.
No, I went inside. I just sat down one day and started to run through all of the. I'm not blasting Kula again.
Okay.
And I'm blasting Kula. Kula, it's not Kula's fault, though. It's not Kula fault. Even though some other people have their reservation about her, I heard that the managers of radio stations, they met with the Minister of Information, and part of that meeting, most of them will blame Kula Fofana for what is happening. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the line.
Okay.
But acknowledge
So,
people who have joined.
yeah, then we'll
earlier
move.
and we'll move on the line.
Let's see. JMB, that's how he calls himself. He is a diehard fan of JMB. He said, "Y'all please forget about my responsible government. Oh, I
That's a
am
fake
really
page, man.
trying to
That's a fake
develop."
page.
No, that's how he is a fan of Unity Party. So he's using JNB. Yeah, just how people were using George William. He said, "I am really trying to develop this country." That means he's referring to Boaga. Develop this country. Country we are actually spoiled. Dearest Bromskin, you're following from Cinco. You say thank you for the hard work. Thank you too. Who else? Mohammed, I recognize you. Elio Kasuka Dosia, you are following from Harper, Maryland County. Innocent Christian Nire, you are following from Nima County. Mark James, you've come on from Ganta City, Nima County. Charles D. Gray, you've come on from Coffee Farm, Caldwell. What Asatu Kamara, civilized girl, she said, Liberian people, good president. Good president in George Weah. Okay, I think that's what you are trying to say. Peter Godchato, you've come on from Carl Factory, where you're watching from. Alfred Blady said Liberia is sad country now in the world. Our people suffering bad leadership. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah, you just want to take time to do your right out. Juju One Way, you've come on from Johnsonville. Okay, Alfred Bleedy comes in again and say, okay, thank you ever so much. Yeah, thank you. He said, thank you, my condolences. Thank you so much. Nina Kuya, you've come on and you expressing your sympathy for the loss of my sister. Yeah, thank you. All right. So, Mariama Bemba say, you will stay long inside. Yeah, but we in a country. We ain't going anywhere. Okay, thank you. Your day is really well. This person is asking Zeyama Gabo. He said, what's going on at DEA? There is a problem at DEA. Okay, we get it. We get it before the show ends.
Yeah, it be deputy old timing noise, you know.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So let's go to the line 0770 907 907, 0770 907 907, 0886 673 922.
Hello? Hello?
How are you?
We fine. Your name and where you come from?
This is Abengo G, aka political disciple of Joe Weah. I'm calling from Congo Town.
Yes, yeah, you.
Thank you, sir. I think historically we can follow history because history is an account of Nigerian life. Now, in history, we're told that the late president conducted an autopsy when we appointed Joseph Nima Bwaka at the time as the agriculture minister of our country. And that corruption was in his office. Now, Joseph Bwaka had that character ridiculously, and the man is entirely demolished. Now, today, there is a Joseph Nima Bwaka who is presiding over the government of our country. Now, on his inauguration days, 650,000 were allotted for inauguration. Now, that money, Luther Tappe admitted that 73,000 were withdrawn within the amount for unknown reasons. Now, I expected the old man to conduct a speedy investigation as it required, so that corruption cannot be the order of the day, because corruption is an anti-graft that deprives the aspiration of the people and the state growth.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello? 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 Your name and where you come from? No, Sam, the mic is off. Yeah, you live now. Your name?
Yeah,
Yeah, my name is Josh calling from Liberia.
Yeah, George, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, you know, the way our president is proceeding actually, right. The president came on the matter of change. Okay? Well, you cannot say there will be no business as usual and allowing corruption to be at the very feet. The first thing I know the president is not serious. The president told us before his inauguration, he told us that he was going to declare his assets. Up to now, the president's assets have not yet been declared. Yeah, we get $22 million that go on to state road. We get and his minister of state ordering other money from the poor people saving. You understand? All of these things have not been investigated. Then how can we trust this particular president? In less than 3 to 4 months, the mistakes are been so huge that even they say that we are our worst. I think that there are 2 to 3 more mistakes. Even Josh, we are 6-year mistake. They came on the matter of authority with experience. They said they were experienced. Then why is the experience here?
Okay, thank you. What is the experience? You make your point. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Will you go a distance from your radio, sir?
Hello?
Will you go a distance from your radio?
Yeah, my name is Agustin Tamba. I join you from the corner of Bushe Quarter. To be precise, you and Dwab.
Go ahead.
The issue of Liberian people, we want to tell Liberian people, let them get to back a change so that we can do the best work for Liberia. Not by HSA and all the stuff. We don't want that. Let the people call, let the people come out and tell us indeed, Josabaka is not doing this, Josabaka is not doing that. So let them get to the back a change now so they can do Liberian people work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Adam V. Julius Madema Sharif, and I joined you from the National Headquarters of the Evidence of Liberia.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for this conversation. In Liberia currently, in the Joseph-led government, we have 2 groups in the United Party-led government. The 2 groups are, number 1, the 2029 campaigners and the revengers. The revengers are those who have made mistakes in the last 12 years of my study, but they couldn't be here to see because they were not having an idea. So they come back in this government now to portray that classic act that they left behind in the last 12 years. And the campaigners are those who just appointed, and then they find all means to put people, even they are not capable, not competent of doing the job. They're using them at least to run a campaign in 2029. Most of these ministers, don't be surprised today. I'm saying this. Most of these ministers, they will use majority of these people that they are appointing.
Thank you. You made your point. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, your name and where you joined us from?
New name was in a small, but we don't know what can do. Well, you wrong way saying, waiting 1 or 2 minutes have experience. If I don't rescue, go get you excuse people have nothing to do with any country. So that we have to see there. I'm taking everyone there.
Thank you. You made your point. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your name and where you joined us from?
Yeah, thank you. This is the Prophet Emmanuel S. Wati. I call you from New Kakata, Magidi County.
Yeah, Prophet, let's hear you.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless Mama Labio, and God bless the King of Peace. Let me take this time to express my sympathies to the same. Sam, let God bless you. God say everything you should give thanks. Thank you. Let God bless you, and let God bless your family. Let God protect your family from the spirit of death. But it is appointed how the man wants to die after death there is judgment. Thank you. God bless you. The people, they promise the Liberian people that they're coming to make change. So right now, they will not be giving excuse. They will not be giving excuse of something happening. They say, they don't want to happen during president. We are town. No. Right now, with this rescue town, this is a rescue mission. The president was against this thing. They said, we are charging a group of people, and then they're doing the same thing. So what it is, the people use lies to win it, they will continue to use lies. So this time around, we're not paying lies for people. The government need to know.
Hello? Oh, let's take another caller here. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, your name and where you call from?
Hello?
You live, your name and where you join us from? Hello? Yeah, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, thank you. I am actually new father from District 17.
Achieve, let's hear you.
Community.
Let's hear you, Achieve.
Yeah, thank you. You see, President Baga been passing conversion for a long period of time. President Baga was sacked 2 different times from government. One was cost impropriety, one was financial impropriety, right? So, not in anything financial impropriety. So, they may have never been honest. So, Papa tell himself to be someone who is honest. You want to go there and say, oh, the found the opportunity so I'm grateful. So he's honest and he went his way. That is why he's treating us the way he treats us. The first person we tell off the first person, the other one tell you the amount of people. So where are we headed to? And why are the take that effect on the people with the American African Summit? Where are the take that effect? Where are we headed from there?
All right, thank you. You made your point. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
We are fine. Your name and where you call from?
Okay, my name is Benedict. You serve a call for Banaville THT.
Go ahead.
To the issue, the president is actually being carried away by his advisors, to my own opinion, because what is going on in the various areas, like the money issue being when the inauguration time, is not actually correct. He should have set up a committee to investigate that issue and then bring whosoever that ate the money to vote. But he just paying delinquency on that is bad for him. You know, this is not what we voted him for. We voted him for transparency. We are not seeing the transparency we voted him for. So actually, it's too bad on his part.
Thank you. You made your point. Hello?
Oh, yes, Joanne, this is hard to stand. And let's say sorry to him for the loss of his sister. This is Edmund Carr, and I'm calling you from Tupu Road, the visual impaired guy that keeping broadcast to the fire to deliver. You know, when I listen to the newspaper reading today on another sister radio station, when I heard that thing in the paper, I was really, really, really disturbed. You know, for this lady to preside over that knockoff activities, where we saw disgrace upon our nation. And that's why we kept telling the United Party people. Once the man win the presidency and he was sworn in, he is now serving representing Liberia. So anything that he do negative is not reflecting on the United Party, but while reflecting on the country. I think that the day here is reflecting negatively on our country. So for him to come, you know, to recognize the error, the blunder that was made by that lady, I think it's just another attempt by Joseph Walker to take our attention for this so-called 285 yellow disc. They do. Or maybe he was saying a lot of good with him. You know, when I want to pay attention to it, so they will come out and throw something also that will be discussing and forgot about it. But thank God that you guys are there. I'm not giving any chance to allow them to have a smooth sail. You know, so that was a big sense to the Latin. So we hope that they'll be able to do the work. That's what we think to our legislature. They are not doing well for us, because if they were calling these people and making them, they will not be coming all of these things that they are doing around here.
Thank you.
So that's it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. Your name and where you join us from?
This is Lloyd D. Johnson, Division of Loyalty and Joint Foundation number 11 Kabak Community.
Let's hear you.
Thank you. You know, even this government carry respect or to what 5,000. I will not regret nothing, because I knew that I was going to enter into this. I knew the hardship I was going to enter into, so I made myself available for it. I prepare myself for it. For those that had a high expectation that the government was going to make a change, they don't want to regret it. For me, who never voted this government, I don't regret you. So any way they make it hard, I prepare myself for it. Only those that voted, they don't want to regret it now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Hello?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Peter Flomo, and join your conversation from Jehovah Community District number 4.
Let's hear you, Peter.
You see, this is what you get when you get a deceptive old man in the highest seat of government in a country. The people who run in the government along with the old man know the old man record. I don't know whether people can remember a story that is circulating that the old man told the other time when he went on 50-50 Team Majority show. The old man had a labyrinth hearing him that he brought a goat from Lofa country and that goat was very small for the president one day. So in the end, he went and put a salt in a bucket, fill that bucket with water, and that goat drank and got very big. He went and took a full man into buying that goat for price that goat he work for. So the papa is deceptive. He's a user. He will deceive people and use it at the end. So they deceptive they get on the labyrinth people. It's just obvious and clear. They saw it. They saw the papa using Costa and other guys along the way, and they decided to vote for him. So therefore, when he carries 60%, you see that 9% dedication he carrying. So labyrinth people, if people don't wrestle with you get who is about to lead the way, sit down. The country is about to get hotter. This year is better. Every year it will get hotter.
Okay, thank you. You made your point. Let's talk to this person. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you come from?
Yeah, thank you. This is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell. Yeah, and I would like to say thanks for the topic on the discussion. Look, if anybody see or think that the Unity Party government coming to change anything in Liberia, then you will be mistaken. So it's so disheartening to see, Brother Bwaka, who people, masquerade around and said that he spent 40 years in government. He was coming with a lot of experience. In fact, to the extent that even in the community, people felt that the moment Mr. Bwaka win, to the next day, everything president would drop. In fact, people will start picking money from on the ground. Today, when you move in a various communities, there are very people who are insulting us. They are bad here in shame. Some of them, in fact, the hard time are increased on some of them. At least the way president we are there, some of them use full money to buy half the rest. Right now, it's not even easy only to buy rest, but cup. Even the cup that they're buying, they are crying because you buy 3 cup of rest, not even anything for them and the children. And we told them, look, let me say, the people say, the punking that will benefit you when that punking bear. That punking when that boy on the road. If you look at Omen Bwaka and the people that he brought on board. The people looking at people who can't to help. These guys were yesterday there. One kid never had anything. They 12 years the workman and said they wasted all that money. They were only looking for opportunity to come back. Today they are back. I just saw for all the people who said, what are Joe Bwaka count? Joe Bwaka count, who can, we don't count. Some of all. We will manage yourself in the community. Woman come and drive. I can be looking at my driver, my mom. They had the mom with a 7-8 children because la can learn. You can learn why you choose to vote for a man if you look at that man last. All the years he spent in government. That man who said love not even show no example. At least.
Okay, Chief, thank you ever so much. You did extremely well. You explained your side. Thank you all for spicing up the first lap of the show. Let's move to the Ministry of Transport. The Ministry of Transport, the atmosphere is toxic. It is not a place that vast majority of the employees are comfortable. Instead, it is the other way around. Most of them are walking in fear. The minister has gone to do what he thinks is right in his opinion, or as the administrator, taking people off their position. It is my understanding that most of the people are civil servants, but not so much of that the way he goes about doing it. I'm told that he will look in your face and say that he can work with you. Remember now, he been at that ministry for a couple of years. He was under Samuel Wulu, who was the Minister of Transport during the CDC-led government. It is my understanding that the two of them were not on the same plane. Couple of times they were at loggerhead, and fast forward, he comes as the minister. Those who he perceived as being on the side of Samuel Wulu cannot work with him. We're about to go to two persons that he removed. I heard that he was about to remove the HR, the information man, and I'm particularly concerned. One of the reasons why I thought to talk about this, because the transport ministry is going into something else. When you take a person who is an expert in that area, simply because you said the man worked with the former minister, and he was the man whom you felt was giving information like other person or persons. You take out such a person. You know what you're doing to the ministry? The HR, Hannah, she off. The couple of communications here, he moved to take them off their position. This one is from, they said May 30th. May 30th is a bit blur. Yeah, but it's May 30th. May 30th. The same day my sister died. May 30th. Mr. Lemio O. Cleming, Director, Division of Press and Public Affairs, Ministry of Transport Report, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Cleming, you are hereby removed from the position of Director of Press and Public Affairs. Subsequently transferred to the Division of Human Resource for reassignment. Your transfer takes effect as of Monday, June 3rd. Thanks for your understanding. Sincerely, Archibald S. Aban, Deputy Minister, Administration. C.C. Copy, Minister of Transport, Deputy Minister for Land and Rail, Assistant Minister for Administration and Insurance, Assistant Minister for Land and Rail, Human Resource, Internal Audit, Motor Vehicle, Driver License, and then it is filed. Then what's the next one? The next one, this is for Mr. Bestman K. Monday. His last name is spelled M-O-N-D-A-Y-E. Division of Human Resources, Ministry of Transport, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Mr. Monday, congratulations on being selected as one of our top candidates for an exciting new opportunity. Exciting new opportunity to serve as the supervisor of all Ministry of Transport activities in Sino County. But so this one is promotion. There was the next one. I want the letter. Okay. This one, Mohammed M. Kamara, Division of Human Resources. As part of our decentralization effort, I'm delighted to inform you that you have been selected as one of our best candidates. Government entity or making an appointment and say you have been selected as one of our best candidates for a new
That raffle draw.
Me, I see the one before.
The job looks like a raffle draw.
Since I was born, since I got to know myself, following politics, I see the one in no government. Early time we see the one, joy at time we see it. Then the man, best man Monday is his childhood friend. He took this guy as his supporter, or who supported him during CDC reign while serving in his office when he was. And Mohammed Kamara, former motor vehicle director, also a CDC supporter. Forgetting he joined the Ministry of Transport because of CDC. So the man removed the man who manages the communication arm. The lady is called, the next lady, the HRN. Yes, she's Hannah. She's Hannah. We'll reach out to Hannah to get her own side. She's off too. So let me see as to whether I can talk to Hannah, or we can get her on. Hannah, thank you ever so much for coming on. Sorry we took you on a word so that people would not have a second thought. You are on Voice of Liberia 104.1. The show is Bits and Pieces, and I'm Sam Andrews. We've heard and talked about what unfolded. I'm told that you are one of those who are out. Is it true?
Yes.
What was your position at the Ministry of Transport, Madam?
Human Resource Director.
And you are no longer the Human Resource Director?
No.
Why aren't you in your position? What reason did they give for removing you?
No reason.
No reason. Did they go to the office? Did they go to the office and say, get out?
They wrote me a letter. They said in the letter, how do you call it? They said it was a reform or something like that. I can't really recall.
They said it was a reform program they were carrying out and you were affected by it?
Yes.
What was your response having received the communication?
Well, I consulted my husband. He's not here, he's in London. So he told me to hold on until he can come back.
Until your husband is back into the country, you want to retain your job, your position at the Ministry of Transport?
Yes.
But the minister has replaced you with another person. How's that going to be?
Well, I left with CSA because CSA was also be protected by CSA. So if CSA comes in, I'm sure everything will be okay.
Have you taken up the matter with CSA besides your husband? Your husband is not the government. CSA is the component responsible for you people as civil servants.
Verbally, I talked to CSA and they told me to run my official communication to them.
Did you write it?
I'm in the process.
You're in the process of writing. When did they tell you to inform CSA, or when you decided to inform the Civil Service Agency?
Because I feel civil service agencies also protect all civil servants. And in a standing order, you cannot transfer anybody who is a civil servant without any reason or cause. It is in a civil service standing order. You can only transfer maybe a director if the person cannot perform his or her duty.
So there wasn't any cogent reason or reasons for your removal and transfer?
The reason was verbally said, so I don't want to say it out because it was verbally said.
It was said to you verbally. What did they say? It wasn't any invective they used on you? No. So what did they say? What was that verbal reason for taking you off your HR position?
Yeah, because
what did they say? Say the direct word or words they utter to you.
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to it now because I was given letter twice by Minister Wuru to take instruction from him at the time he was here as minister. So, and I was taking directive from Minister Wuru at that time. And the minister who is now here, Seri Tyler, was a deputy minister at that time. So he felt that he function that Minister Wuru took from him, and then he was implementing it through the HR and other directors. So all those directors that he felt were taking instruction from Minister Wuru, those are the directors that he removing. We are many.
So that mandate that came down from the former minister Sam Wulu, that you take instruction directly from him, you people have it or using it as the reason for the current minister, Salif Tyler, taking you off your position.
I am not using it. He said it verbally. It's an open secret. He needs to say it, that when he comes as minister, he will remove me and other directors that are taking directive from the minister. There's an open secret at the Ministry of Transport.
How many times did he say that to you? Did he walk into your office? Did he walk into your office? Wait now, Mama, let's get it. The people want to get a clear picture. Did the minister, the current minister, Salif, walk into your office and look into your face and said he would take you from this position?
You know, he's serving as deputy minister, so some communication I will have to carry to his office for his signature. So, and when I go to the office at that time, that's when he will tell me that.
So every time you took a communication into his office, he will create a scene to give you an indication that he's not comfortable working with you and he's going to take you off your position.
Yeah, anytime he come as minister at the Ministry of Transport, he will remove me and remove other directors.
So before you go off, what are you doing? You're sitting at home waiting for your husband to come before you
come? I'm a civil servant. I know the rules and regulations that govern civil service. So I'm here every day, signing in the attendance book, where he sent me as asset management director next to nothing, which is not a unit. So there I am right now. I'm speaking from the office. I'm so shy. They caught me unaware, so I don't really know.
Yeah, sorry for that. What is the function? What is the function of the access management service?
Well, asset management manage all government assets, computers, vehicles, etc., etc.
But you stay in a good position. That is a lucrative position, isn't it?
The human resource position that I served 2 times as officer in charge is higher than asset management. If you ask the civil service, they will tell you that. I served as deputy minister twice, I think. I served as officer in charge twice. The former president, Wiata, I served. And coming in President Bwaka, I served, which I raised over $1 million United States dollars and 13 million Liberian dollars when I was serving as officer in charge. So I feel it's a demotion for me. This is not promotion. This is a demotion.
How many of you, if you can recollect, you don't have to be definitive because I know that you can get the exact number, but in your estimation, how many persons, how many of you he has taken off their positions or your positions?
Approximately, I think 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. Some are on reassignment, some were even assigned lower and signed up, but because of the standing order, did not say that, so they are still here roaming around, no office, they send on reassignment.
What's the atmosphere from where you are serving? What's the atmosphere?
I'm sitting in one small office with 3 staff, everyone in the CO office, just use a CO bathroom, mature woman that serve as officer in charge so many times. I'm in the office. If you come and see the office I'm in, you feel sorry for me. But I'm here every day. The CEO time used to come to work, come and sign attendance. I'm in office.
You're broken down psychologically upon receiving the communication and where you were going. It broke you down?
Yes. Actually, because I was expecting elevation, but not demotion. Somebody cannot serve this ministry over years. As assistant minister, I got communication with the IT as officer in charge twice. Especially with this time, President Bouakata, I raised a lot of phone while IT. During the turnover, I spoke, it is in the newspaper. It was on the newspaper, the records are there to prove. So seeing myself seated in asset management is a demotion.
Have you?
It's hard. It's a demotion.
Is that the only reason? There isn't anything political about it. Is that the only reason that you receive instruction from Samuel Wulu that
I see that's the reason he said it to me verbally so many times, and I got communication that Minister Wulu wrote me at that time to take instruction from him because he was then the minister. So I couldn't do anything otherwise. It is not politically the position in which I serve as will be a neutral person, which I did through all.
Yes, you're right on that. But given your great level of education and exposure, wouldn't it have been right to have looked in the face of Mr. Wulu and tell him this is wrong? It might cause problem for the ministry, and who knows what it might be in the future. Did you tell him?
I told him verbally so many times. When I told him verbally, first he gave me the instruction verbally, and I told him that, then he put it into writing. And in the writing, it is there that if I don't go by instruction, I won't have a job. I got those communications. I got everything.
So that, given what Wulu said to you, that if you didn't go according to his instruction, you could have lost your job. Based on that, you submitted.
Communication, I got a copy. I got it in my hand, in my possession. Two communications, I got it.
All right. Thank you ever so much.
So I feel this is the reason why he brought me down here and demoted me. I feel that's the reason.
Thank you ever so much for picking up our call. I appreciate it. You were informed. I just caught you unaware. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
All right. One of the persons affected, our Gwe Sharif at the Ministry of Transport. It's so interesting. This is a parcel. But before we can put that into context, let's move to the next person who is off. And this one, listen, it is not right. We have to be careful. Liberia will not go anywhere if we continue this way. I know everybody now at the Ministry of Transport who fall in the show, having their own say, whichever, those who want to maintain their job. Be careful. Be careful. And let me say, whether they like it or not, I sense that. One time I went to that ministry accidentally. And I think one person recognized me. Guess what? When I left the place, I received a couple of calls. You know what they're saying? Oh, well, you were in a building, and you had the minister, you had the people there, they will go and say, press people in a building, and we're giving them information. That's about the building, press people are forbidden to enter a ministry or transport or any government ministry. You don't allow ministers to think that they are gods. That people, when people come in around you, you feel afraid, you feel embarrassed, you feel tempted, you will lose your job. That was my response. And we can go to any ministry anytime. And let me go to the men. The minister, whether you like it or not, chief, they won't yet. I'm doing no professional study because I know that the guy who you took from there, you took that man from there on the basis of gosh, and forget about that. But the man is professional. The man that you're bringing in, the man does not know Amen. So why y'all complaining on CDC now and say they were just doing all kind of things, bringing on all kind of people? Why you criticize George Weah and to say George Weah was inept? He was just bringing people who know nothing. Look at that. The man who stayed in that place for years, Lemio Clemi. Ain't you here when they came the last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was Lemio and Domba.
That guy, that man knows the in total of the issue, the transport sector. I bet you are not condemning him, but take the man who he brought, put that man on any radio station or let that man face any crowd to explain about the transport sector, insurance deal, all the things. See whether that man will use 5 minutes to say to make any sense. Ministers in this country have to stop that kind of thing. You have to stop the spiritual politics because the person bow to you, the person can say yes, sir, so you bring the person. Then you take the professional person off at the detriment of the ministry. I challenge the minister and every other person who over there, that man they bring it. I know that man, I can't say I really condemn him. But the wealth of knowledge Lemio has, the way Lemio served that ministry, no minister, all the ministers that man served under, they never complained. There were Rick Rose here and there on different issues concerning that ministry, but not a single day you ever heard he worked on the guy, what's the guy before, Gay, Eugene Nangbe, who is, I think he worked on several ministers over there. Not a single day they said they may qualify or they may did this with taking Lemio Clemi off the job. Instead, he was the one together with the other teams ensuring the transport is vibrant, that the public is informed. Not to say that he didn't have some mishaps or errors, but those ministers, they saw the professionalism. They saw how he understood the transport sector and how he could do a better representation on behalf of the Ministry of Transport in a mixed culture, white and black, highly educated, semi-educated, whatever the issue. They want that pure grudge. So the same thing, George, where people were doing, you people were condemning them. That's the same thing. So you see now the president said no business as usual. So now it's grudge as usual. It's grudge as usual. Tyler cannot convince anybody. He took Lemio and that lady and the other people from there because they aren't qualified. He can never ever convince anybody. He did it on the basis of grudge. You have to stop. Everybody can support you. You can be at the ministry and then because you are this person, people should bow to you. Anything you say, that's why most of the thing, the whole country here, they think that you're fast. We just in this place here until when God get ready, he's some kind of way he will change Liberia. But Liberia on autopilot, no leadership. No leadership. President isn't in control. Mm-hmm. That just God carrying us. Every minister goes to a ministry, they're doing their own thing. Then when they're ready, they say, Joe, we have a bad or Joe, we have spoiled the country. That thing, they're not spoiling the country. You know what it means? You're taking professional people or you're bringing quasi individual. That man you're bringing, that man can stay in front highly educated men and women in the transport sector to explain transport issue from a technical perspective. But because the man was a bare ball.
Okay. So let me just come and say, these are the people who will make Joseph Boakai government to be very unpopular. They will be the very people to make the president, work to be a very difficult one to the Liberian people. People who were given ministerial jobs, bulk of them were given these jobs because of friendship, because of some recommendations from family members, because of some recommendation from political affiliates, and so on. So people who were appointed because of friendship or because of recommendations, not because they know the job, they have gone on and have their own separate group of people to employ and have the petty mentality that this is their time. Let me speak to the issue of the HR being transferred to the assets recovery of the transport ministry. You know, that'd be weird. A person who have served the ministry as a human resource manager, when the person is being removed from the position without a tangible or concrete reasons, I think if you are changing the present position, it should be elevation. Why? Because this person has served as, an item. They served the ministry, when the transition period was underway. They supervises everything, and you saw the level of transparency in the work they conducted, and they made a report. There was not a shock, from their part. Everything was okay. Yeah. The HR now leaving her position. The next thing should be, I think she should be given a ministerial position, either a deputy minister or a director. I think director said should be small for her, but rather bringing her down to the assets recovery team. It indicates that the minister has gone to witch hunt her previously because she refused to make certain other report to him when he was a deputy minister. I don't know why people will be appointed to some positions when they don't know the terms and reference of the position. If you don't know the understanding of the position, you don't know how to interpret the positions, you become dumber. You become more eager to act to the extent where authorities that are not being given to you, you will ignorantly request for such a position and respect to be given you. That's what happened to Talos. If Talos will understand that the human resource manager, does not report directly to him, despite the working relationship to the ministry, there are few things that she was to report to you at the time as a deputy minister. But as a HR, you work directly with the minister. You may report directly to the minister. The day-to-day activities of, the workers' affairs of the ministry comes from the HR. The welfare of the workers come from the HR. HR report directly to the minister. So if you ever went on maybe having a misunderstanding and you misunderstood the HR because something might have gone wrong on the wayside, maybe you feel humiliated, maybe some kind of way, you have threatened her on numerous occasions during the transitional period, going to her office, making a remark that when you take on as a minister, you will change her position. Is a direct witch hunt over there. This thing does not give a good face to any ministry. It does not give the maturity, the integrity to any ministry. People whom you are bringing to the position should be people of the experience. And before, this is why you see sometimes in the West, you see people who more likely take from their bosses will be people who are deputized for a couple of years or months in the same office or the position. You're taking someone from elsewhere who have not understood the ministry workings, who don't know how many employees does the ministry has, how the ministry go about, regulating the welfare of the employees. You made the person as an HR. So now what will happen when the ministry is being dumped? We cry with the president knee, not knowing you got a group of incompetent people serving ministerial positions who will misplace people of their job, thinking as if the president have put that person to the position to do better, to improve the life of the people as they promised during campaign times. These are fun-fair things. These are witch hunt. President Bouaka by himself would not think in this direction. President Bouaka by himself, with all of the lapses he's occurring in his government, he would not be that brave enough that we know he comes on the presidency with the wealth of experience, look at someone from their position and just directly run into them and have them removed from the position. Instead of being elevated, you demote the person with no genuine reason. the present age is civil servant. Why must you do this? Is it because you might have gone somewhere different on the wayside? I want to believe something went wrong between the two people, out of job. I want to believe so. Because you will not tell me just from report directly that, the person will have a problem or issue with the HR. Something might be wrong somewhere. Either someone that deal was somewhere and it was being quackside or paused somewhere the wayside, and some kind of recommendation maybe was being done from this minister to the HR and it didn't work up. Sometimes when these things are happening, you sometimes look beyond what they are saying. Now we agree, we accept what they're saying at the moment, but you should also be looking beyond. Like Lemuel Clement. Lemuel comes with the wealth of experience he has had over the years at the ministry, the length of years he has worked for. Lemuel in recent times was here discussing, the transport issue with regards to how lessons being issued.
Lemuel is
the
informed.
detail about the ministry.
He's informed.
So if you take Lemuel out and change your position to different area, and I think they say you should get to the HR for reassignment. What for? We don't know.
It's
People
just
will be responsible. You see the kind of blunders that are taking place at the Congress. You take people who don't have, the full understanding of the
it's just the
rules of a
same
ministry,
thing that CDC
and you take people and
that
place them
payback
in the position.
that payback. What CDC did, more Ali, they do that so that you will resign. That's the strategy to get people out when they don't need you. You are a civil servant. They put you into a dehumanizing position. They suffocate you psychologically. So you will take the decision to get out. So CDC will send Mo Ali into a place that he felt wasn't comfortable. So he resigned. These guys who are there now, they kept that as grudge. That is exactly what they're doing. They're paying back. So the position they sent, you heard what the lady said? You heard what Hanan said? Mm-hmm. The position they put her in, that position represent, how you take a person? You take a person from way up. You bring a person, you say, sit down here side the trash can. You're responsible to be taking the trash can. You aren't killing the person. It's psychologically demeaning. You can do that. But here is it. It's good that it happened. Why did I say it's good that it happened? Because some of these things, if they don't come out, there won't be a stoppage or a change. The woman said she received that instruction from Samuel Wulu, who was the minister then. Not only verbal, but written, that she takes instruction from him. So you see, now that what brought the hard feelings between him and this Salif Tyler, who is the brother of Alex Tyler. So he kept that
and was CDC from the back, in fact,
and was following all the activities of those people the Tyler guy was observing. So with the appointment now, he said, no, these people will have to go because these are people who were taking instruction from Samuel Wulu. Ministers have to stop that. You have to stop creating a dynasty within the ministry. You have to stop creating a clique, because that is a clique, a false clique. A false clique is where you say Dry is the head, then Dry compel everybody to go according to his will. So everybody they are working according to the whims and caprices of Dry. Mm-hmm. But they don't want to do, but they have to do it because their survival depends on it. That's all. So they work as a unit, but it is a unit with cohesion. So Wulu created this situation, even though Madam Sharif said she spoke to him about it, that it was wrong, but he insisted and followed that with communication. You have to stop this. You have to stop it in your various ministries. You have to stop subjecting people. Simply because you are the minister, it doesn't say you are the president. Just stop creating cliques or subjecting people to move at your whims and caprice, government ministers. Remember now, the Constitution says everybody in the executive is at the will and pleasure of the president. That is not a perpetual, everlasting job. When you are a minister, all of you people, you have to be very careful. You don't turn the ministry into your private house or houses. Just as you run your houses, you don't run government ministries like that. The ministry is not your personal houses. You don't keep grudge for people at workplace. Even if you were under man, you came on top. Work with those people. Let go. In workplace, people don't do things because they want to do. You have to look at it from that perspective. The woman said she was subjected. And she knew it was wrong. And she told the minister. But the minister insisted. So she was between the rock and the high place to decide whether she wanted to stay in that position or get out. And she was right. If I was in her position, I would do the same. She wasn't wrong to have told Samuel Wu that this is wrong. I think she saw this from afar, that this would have created what it created today. Now Samuel Wu is off. But even as that, Tyler, man, you can continue with grudge. That government job over there is not something personal. Your house is everlasting. Your house, you can do what you want to do in your house. You can subject people to whatever they command in your house. But public office, you got to be careful. Most of the Liberian ministers, why they will be so? Why? When they get there, as soon as they appoint them and the Senate confirm them, oh, they think that they are God now and God is nothing and they're controlling the world and everybody. No reason why. Most of them, when they're out of that position, they're out of the ministerial position, they can look like 2 or 3 years old baby. Nothing. They tend to be so humble. Look at the ones that was in Ellen government and George Weah government that was acting like Nebuchadnezzar. See them today, what they can say. The ones that used to pass up and down, pull into the windshield all whole day, that they didn't want to. Oh, come on, Melvin Dwa. What's up, boy? Yeah, but they never used to say, bo. You stop that, man. You stop that. Their country is small. President Bwaka said, no business as usual. How you understand this, no business as usual? You think when you're here, no business as usual, it's only for corruption? That business as usual there. Why are you taking the people off their job? Why? The man end up, I think this letter, I think this man resigned. Because the letter, it looks like a resignation letter. Yeah, I didn't have the time to run through it in full, but the first 1-2 lines I read, I think it suggests that. Because, I mean, you tell a member a position. Okay, yeah, what he said. He said, okay, just to inform you that it was great working with you. The minister said some of us who were close to former minister Samuel Wu. So he has decided to take action by taking us from our jobs, especially when he and Wu were not on good terms. He has appointed, that's the information mail, that's the information mail communication here. Yeah, he said he has appointed one Shadrach from his brother's station in bombing to take over on Monday, which is today. I did nothing to him, but it is God who has everything. I served my country through the work I did, not for Minister Samuel Wu, and was a privilege. And I also helped to protect the image of the Ministry of Transport over the years. I will also send, whatever, communication, okay, CSA? Yeah, okay, referencing here. He said, however, he sent, yeah, CSA, okay, that the same thing, Hannah Gwe Sharif said, that they'll take up the matter with the CSA, the Civil Service Agency. They'll face the man there, Josiah Joker. But in all fairness, man, honestly, if it was undercompetent or underperformance, then we will be talking different things. I say, yeah, Lemio then, Mrs. Sharif, they don't qualify, but nothing. And not the communication. You send those communications they gave you, Mrs. Sharif, Lemio and the other people, you send it. You send communications to us. You know, Voice of Liberia, when I had it, we'll put it out. That your communication. You send it, yeah? Those communications they sent you. I hope you ain't hiding the original one and then you're keeping the other ones, or you're sending the ones that you think you should send. You send all the communications they send you. So we'll see. Because we take up the matter with them too. We'll go to Minister Tyler, Salif Tyler, and the other people. But until then, what is before us, and given what Mrs. Sharif explained, you can't do that. And besides that, we have seen it over the time. It's not a news for me. We have seen it all the time in previous government. So this one is not in news. That's what they do. Most Liberian government ministers, they position themselves as Nebuchadnezzar. They install themselves. They think they have absolute authority, that what they want to do, once they are minister of that country. And listen, the legislature, God, why our country be the other country that minister don't have absolute power. Amen. They're our country. The minister, the people, they're powerful than the president. Mm-hmm. They're powerful than the president is sitting over there.
But one thing that you understand is that, you know, public service is just a privilege. You know, it doesn't mean you are educated and more qualified than the person who were not appointed. The thing is that if a person was not appointed, it doesn't mean the person is not qualified. Those people who are appointed were privileged to serve, or are privileged to serve. Therefore, treat people with humanity. Treat people with maturity. Treat people with consideration. The very people you think you are treating today because the privilege has been given you will be the very people tomorrow you will need. Those people who have worked in the ministry, that got the experience, you don't just do away with them completely. You need their expertise. You could bring somebody on board, the person be with the person and learning the job, because you know every job has the technical part. Every job got technical part of it. The technical part of it will be aspect that you got to be on the job before you learn that part. And you can't just fly from one area to another and consider yourself to learn that aspect. Why? Because once you are on the job, you will learn bit by bit. The expertise, you know, of the boss will be passed on to the honor man, and the honor man, once you're willing to learn, you'll be replaced with the person once the person shall be, you know, given a chance to leave the position anytime in future. But to just take somebody, you know, this is why sometimes some of the ministries and things, you see them misinforming the public, you know, misinterpreting the working of the president, you know, is because They don't understand the functions of the ministry. So anything they are getting their head because they feel they were being, favored to be appointed as a minister. So it means they know all. It means the president like them. Anything they say, the president have to be, a subject to it. It doesn't work like that. Who told you when you are privileged to serve, it means you are educated by everybody? Or it means you got sense by everybody? It's just a privilege because that area needs to be occupied. So as a minister, don't feel everybody should subject to you or everybody should bow to you. It means people should praise you before you give them a job or before you give them that respect of their position. Your one can do all. That's the reason they got separate divisions. People who are working in those separate divisions, respect them per their workings. You don't just go there by appointing and taking somebody there of your will because if you got a supreme power or because the person is not dancing at their tune. No. The job description is what the person go by. Not because you want them to be subject to what you want them to do. The job description is matter. But same, I think we'll have to go to the line, take a few calls, come back and get our correspondence.
The minister and ministers at various ministries of government will have to stop that. Will have to change. Will have to develop a people-centered minister working. Not to go into ministry as head with grudge. You have to be careful. You may have your clique, but that same clique can stay in that ministry you live. Too many people who fall prey to a certain minister because they wanted favor or they were favored, some of them left. The minister too who felt that, oh yeah, he was on top of things, he was the boss, he left the ministry. No minister can stay in the ministry forever and ever. No. Those of you who are there, probably, maybe you people think that President Bouaka can move you up from there. So you think that anything you do, President Bouaka can't even suspend you. He can't do anything because you feel that you're brought him to power. But I don't think the president is weak. I don't think the president wouldn't take action. I don't think the president will sit down and allow ministers to do as they wish. In my opinion, and from my observation, it's just a matter of time. We will see ministers being sacked from this government. We will see deputy minister being sacked. We're praying for it, but it is the normal. We saw it with previous administration. Some ministers, they felt that they were close to President Charles Taylor, they were close to President Saliv, they were close to President Weah, they couldn't move, or they couldn't be removed. What happened? Those presidents moved them, they suspended them. Ellen took her own blood relative from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The only thing she did not do, which was wrong, she did not prosecute him for corruption. She went to her house, by coincidence she was at his house. She saw his duplex, his condominium. What did she say? I would never ever forget that. What did former President Ellen Sally tell her own relative? The guy who was at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. She said, when the press asks you where you got the money from to build this house, you should tell them. She was compelled to move him and other ministers and directors and assistant ministers. So when you're there, when the president appoints you, it's just an opportunity, a privilege to serve. You are not law and gospel. You're extra than any other person. No. You're extra. It's nothing fixed on it. You have to be careful, government ministers. You have to be careful. You have to drop this thing, this power instinct. It's killing it's eating you up. That's why the people say power corrupts. When you get it, when they make you minister, everybody dry. It's the only country I see. Once they made that person minister, everybody afraid of that person. They buy Mr. Minister, oh, the minister coming. Oh, When I mean, what's the secret offense about? That's the atmosphere the minister creates. Everywhere, go to the Ministry of Finance, go to transport, go to all government ministries and agencies around here, you will see it. That power instinct, that Nebuchadnezzaric instinct, that I'm the boss, I'm the Lord. Everybody look up to me, everybody bows to me. That's how most government ministers are. And what do you see? Nothing in return. Nothing. They empty. They empty, like Dry said. Some of you don't have the qualification. The resume ain't there. That favor. Some of y'all, the president, your relative know the president, close to the president. Just had, we saw in previous administration, they were shaking, they were shuffling the list. They put some of you there. They changed the list more than 4 or 5 times. So when they put you there as minister, it mean you go. You stop those things, taking people off job, taking them. You have to be careful. Hayaka. You have to be careful. You ask the other people who told people on job, they too, they left. Let's go to the line. 0770-907-907. You'll be there, you're acting like you're Nebuchadnezzar, that you don't get power. Everybody must bow to you when you say because you minister. Minister is just a servant, nothing extra in nothing. It's just a servant. 0770-907-907. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
I'm Afro there, speaking from the Ministry of Transport.
Yeah, Ministry of Transport. You employee there?
Yes.
You are employee. Which department you in?
The Inspector Department.
What happened? You been threatened to be dismissed by the vindictive minister?
In fact, I'm one of the better. We are part of the consultant say that they are talking about, which of course we receive letter. We are part of the consultancy.
So what your letter said? Wait, take time. Don't worry. You have time. I will not cut you off. What your letter said? What reason they put in your letter?
My letter said I have been appointed to the position of inspector. The position of inspector. To the division of inspector. That's what my letter said.
So where you was? What was your position before being appointed?
I was serving there as inspector. I'm an inspector.
Oh, my man, I understand that one. Before they made you inspector, what place you were? What office you were in before they take you from there? Because they made you inspector now, that means they promote you.
What I'm saying, I'm an inspector, but we were placed on the consultancy payroll. And then since the government came into power, since the minister took over, they haven't said anything to us. There is no communication that they will incorporate us. There is nothing. But everything we see here, they are doing new employment at the Ministry of Transport, and we are not included. Everything they're doing, we are exempted from it.
So you're saying that nothing happening for you?
We saying that we sign in a boat, no salary, nothing. We're not hearing nothing from the minister. Changing people from the building, telling people, telling leaders to say that we are not legal, we are consultant, which of course our letter, nothing in a consultant or contractor letter. They are changing director from here and there. Everything in the building, everybody just afraid.
So you now, what you intend, what are you thinking? What are you deciding?
We have written series of communication to the house.
No, I'm asking you as a person who is affected. I spoke to Mrs. Sharif, so I'm speaking to you. What you have decided to do?
What I'm deciding to do, we are in number. We are about 100.
My man, I know that, Chief. I know that. I know that. I'm not speaking to 100. I'm speaking to one person.
For your plan of action.
What you as a person have decided to do.
We wrote to communication.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Sheldon P. Mova, and I join you from Omega.
Let's hear you.
Yes, thank you for the highlight on major issues happening. You know, what I observe is that Liberians now are hunting for Liberia. Liberians hunting for Liberians in the sense that someone may believe or think like because it happened to them in the past and it happened to someone in the present. And if this continues in Liberia, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. The government came into power with a mindset that says there's no unusual, but now business is happening unusual. So I think Liberians, we need to sit and think and do the right thing, put the right people to the right place, so that our country will develop. I mean, we are behind, and then we are saying only for one another. We are not thinking how to develop the country. We are not thinking what we do, what a new thing will do to bring a new idea.
All right, Chief.
I mean,
Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, come here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, the other way people saying the problem is we all the fire. But the only thing I would say is that President Jackson told me the other one, they fired them for the nation here. When they don't talk, they look at their combat.
But who are the fathers of this nation?
I'm talking about the people like the age range of the president.
They are fathers. The country ain't get no fathers.
But what I'm saying is that the other one for that is in the country, that others that are in a ratio of
My man,
president.
you Pentecostal man, eh? Because they won't let it father be there. You can't see nothing.
I'm a Pentecostal man. It's true. I'm a Pentecostal
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yes,
But Labrador does not have any father, yeah?
I'm saying, please, I beg you, what are you giving chance? I explain what I mean. I'm saying it in a sense that they're looking at the age of them, and they are not talking the age of Bwaka.
Okay, thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much. Have a nice day. 07709079007. Very shortly, we'll link up with our correspondent driver. We'll call them Lofa County. We are in Lofa County today. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, Samanju.
Yeah.
This is Brother Emmanuel HC. I'm calling from Japan Freeway, Village to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you for following me. With the topic under discussion, transport ministry, this is why in our country, people like Mr. Tada, whenever, they are brought to public office to serve, and after which they serve, based on, this kind of way or on how they go about serving, they find it difficult after the terms have expired. One thing I want to say is that in this life, when you are called to public office, you should serve as if it is not your end, so that after your serving will serve as a recommendation for you in the future to come. Just with respect to the issue or your colleague or speed on. This is the same kind of situation that happened with the lack of, or how you call it, commerce minister, or commerce minister, who then did not consult the boss or President Obwaga and came to the public space to talk about arrest increment. They got to know what they need to know. Thank you for affording me the time.
Okay, thank you ever so much. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening and thank you for the show. I was listening to the radio these days. What's happening in the new government is kind of like concerning, like what unfolding now at the Ministry of Transport. In the case of, I don't know, I should say the outgoing, each hour or what. So the minister, the president minister, simply trying to say, each hour he is appointing now would not take instruction from him, but rather his deputy minister. What would think when people would like to do, when other people are doing it, and they start to play politics of it, you begin to like wish from people because you say in the past it never was as it is. It is not good.
Okay,
and
Chief.
look
Thank
at
you.
the key rules and job description of the people. So I think they need the stuff.
Thank you. All right, so it's confirmed that the son of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is dead. President Joseph Nyeman Boakai will send his condolences to the former president whom he served as vice president under, on the loss of her son, former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, Charles Sirleaf. President Boakai will express his profound regret and pray that God consoles former President Sirleaf and her family during such a difficult time. President Boakai will promise, according to his office, to pay her a visit upon his return to the country, as he is on what his office referred to as national duty. Okay, so Charles Sirleaf, like my sister, of the earth, they served their term, they had their period, as it is said in Ecclesiastes 3:1, time for every purpose under the sun. Okay, so very shortly, as Dry is trying to link up with the correspondence, let's see what the House has sent out and this motorcyclist thing. All the way we talk for the men and drive, or when the people ready to charge, they don't want to know what yeah. One of them suffered me today. The man insisted drive from where I was to come here. I was sure the man said I should get him 500. I said, hey, my man. All the way I tried talking to the man, I identify myself. Oh, the man said, Brabi, 500.
So we go now to take our guys.
Yeah. Let's pick up Lofa County correspondent.
Okay, so.
Man, I got drop face and 500. They let my.
You know, it's obvious. It's obvious. Motorcyclists will always want to use some situations as opportunity. And once they create that atmosphere, they make it look like no other person, is around that can help you in that direction.
Yeah.
And they will
but again, you will understand, drive, because they're running everywhere again.
Yeah.
So they take advantage.
Yeah. That's what happened.
They're running within a locale that can allow him to go to other areas to make more money. Okay. So Dry is linking up with them. And just so you know, the former president, his religious advisor, was taken to court. Emmanuel Nimle, Reverend Emmanuel Nimle, on alleged financial duping. That's what is on. He's in court. And then you have, it was said that the former president, her son Charles Sirleaf, is dead. He died at the age of 68. Yeah. And 68. He's off. And the Moravia City Court will deny a motion to dismiss the sexual assault accusation against Anthony Mohammed Famule, a commissioner at the Independent National Commission on Human Rights. He was taken to court on sexual allegation. Just like the one that is on. Okay, so we there now. And there is this AFL guy, Sekou and Samira talk about it. And there's the impossibility which everyone know. No man on earth can shoot himself 6 times. The same thing that happened in We Are Government. These ministers were all over the place. You remember the thing that happened all the time with us AFL soldier? They say, the government say, oh, he shot himself. Mo Ali and the rest of the guys that were on George Weah back and his people 24/7. They murdered the man, they killed the man, they gruesome murder. Oh, God said, wait, I will show, I will expose you. Yeah. It's not possible. Nowhere in the world a person can shoot himself 6 times. They murdered the man. They know what happened. The same way we chastening George Weah government to tell the truth. That's the same way we chastening Bouaka government to tell the truth. They said Weah government, we heard about the auditors that went that way, the way they died. And these people were springing all over the place. They spread the tentacles. Yeah, now, the first one, just all over the place, and then you have this man. It's not possible for that man to shoot himself 6 times. They know what happened. This government must say it. They must tell the real story. Let's get it. Dra? We're there now? Must tell the real story concerning that guy. It's not possible. You shoot yourself the first time in the head, you're off. This is the lab. This is where everything, this is the system. Anything that penetrates, it distorts, it brings down the entire functioning system.
Certainly, and that's what happened, at times. So now we earlier informed you that we got our correspondent from Lofa County to report on his debut this afternoon. We move on the line and Benjamin is our contact person in Lofa County. He's on the line. Benjamin, good evening.
Well, good evening, Conrad. Good evening to your many listeners. I get a pleasure to be live from Lofa County this hour.
How is Lofa County?
Well, Lofa is relatively calm and everything is on course. Citizens are going about doing their normal activities at this hour.
Bring us to speed with your debut. What's unfolding in Lofa County at the moment?
What the latest development from Lofa County will begin with the 100 years of existence that was celebrated over the weekend for the current Lutheran Hospital in Zozo, Lofa County. And the program was held at the hospital main compound in Zozo City, in Zozo City on Saturday. During the occasion, the CSA director, that's Mr. Josiah Joke Sr., served as the keynote speaker of the occasion, where the hospital contributions and some of the impact that they have made to the community was actually outlined. And according to the keynote speaker, Mr. Joket, he said that he was actually born and raised in Zozo. He was born within a current Lutheran hospital by his parents in Zozo, and has actually gone out to achieve and currently serving the Liberian people. So he says he's actually of the people as a keynote speaker during the occasion. And during the occasion, the medical director of the hospital, Dr. Amani Seraphine, outlined some of the challenges that is actually confronting with the hospital, which is the only referring hospital within Zozo. And he said the issue of lack of more medical professional staff have been something that has been hindering the operation of the hospital. The issue of untimely payment, where they have to owe 5 or plus months of salary for their workers. As we speak currently, he said they are only 5 months arrear for their workers, and he also said the issue of lack of electricity is some of the issues that is actually affecting the small operation of the hospital. So after he outlined some of the challenges and presented to the platform guests, the Minister for Internal Affairs, Mr. Francis Sako Yumale, was able to make available 10,000 United States dollars on behalf of the president, and also make available 1,000 Liberian dollars as part of his contribution as a minister of Liberia. And then the senator of Lofa County, Momoti Colisaros, was able to make available 2,000 United States dollars over 5 drum of fuel, and also promised to train the security guard at the hospital facility, also urging the administration to make sure that they catalyze some of those challenges or needs and wants and forward it to the Lofa County Legislative Caucus to see as to how they can lobby to get this thing resolved.
Benjamin, with the facility being placed in Lofa and the citizens of Lofa County depend wholeheartedly on the facility, celebrating such an existence call for a huge celebration. Would you mind giving us descriptive analysis on how people turn over to celebrate and what exactly was the recommendation from the authority of the facility to central government to ensure that the facility is being upgraded so it can take more people so people can have a suitable environment in Lofa County?
Well, the entire occasion started with a parade from the Zozo Central High Sport Pit all the way to the Lutheran Cemetery, where a prayer was offered for those missionaries that actually died in the struggle for the fight for the establishment of the hospital and the Lutheran church in this part of Liberia. And after that, the parade continued to the compound where the program was held, where you could see traditional women. You could also see chief and officials, local leaders of Zozo District, Lofa County. You could also see medical doctors from across Liberia. You could also see officials from the Ministry of Health and other people, dress up in a face cap representing the Lutheran color, that's the yellow, and also some was in green as well, with the theme that quality healthcare lead to sustainable development. And with that, there was a lot of actually exciting moment during the occasion, and some of the recommendations that was made from the hospital authority to the government was that the government should ensure that they actually, take some of the initiative in terms of medical supplies. Though they say they are faith-based institution, which we consider them to be non-governmental institution, but they say they are filling the gap where the government have to do, because it is the government responsibility to provide health care for its people. So if you have private entity doing that such, the government should provide, subsidy or some of the support for them. So they were mostly key about the issue of electricity, because the medical doctor said the issue of electricity have been something that is very challenging, because sometimes they use a lot of money to actually get fuel, and when they don't have fuel and you have emergency, they find it difficult. Though they have a solar panel project currently at the hospital, but it's not sufficient, according to him, to actually keep to the full hour current at the hospital. So they recommended the issue of electricity, the issue of vehicle to move around, because as we speak currently, they only have ambulance that is operating there. With the exception of the ambulance, you have another used vehicle that they use. So with the exception of these two vehicles, you don't have even a vehicle for the medical doctor or other officials at the hospital to ensure that they effectively have community outreach and community engagement within the county and the district. So there's a hospital that caters to citizens from Bapolu, from neighboring country like Guinea, from the 5 electoral districts and the 11 administrative districts within Lofa County.
So, Benjamin, you care to tell us more about how the people receive, or gear out to celebrate the anniversary? In some of the celebrations, you see speculations going out that the facility is a private facility. So, because of that, people wouldn't want to go and identify with the facility. How is it been like there? And tell me exactly the actual location of the hospital.
What the hospital is situated just a walk away from the main street of Zozo, because if you come from Monrovia, you come to the central point of Zozo, you have the hospital road in your right. If you facing the road leading to Banga upward to Monrovia, where you have the Jela and Guinea Boulevard, the hospital is just a minute walk away from the central point of Zozo, and it's situated on the Kiriwu Road, and with on that same road, you also have the Phoebe Esther Bacon College of Health Sciences situated right around the hospital, and that same road is also leading to a town called Kaliman as well. So, as you talk about the issue of how citizens reacted, or their reaction to actually the celebration was huge, because you could see citizens in the T-shirt that was actually been distributed by the hospital, because it was meant also to raise funds. So citizens purchase some of these T-shirts to ensure that they come out in huge number to form part of the celebration. You also, there was some medical staff and also students from the PBS Bacon College of Health Sciences, the media of LOFA, and other dignitary was also in their numbers. And after that entire program, it climaxed with a friendly mass with the Jones Security and the current Lutheran Hospital staff.
Benjamin, tell us a bit about students who've been writing works in Lofa County with regards to the more recent postponement of the mathematics text by WIAC authority.
Well, students, as you may be aware, Zozo, Lofa County, district, electoral district number 5, where I'm currently situated, you get to understand that we have about 6 high school that currently writing the test in Zozo, because Zozo City Eastern have a single center, which is the Zozo Lutheran Mission High School Center, and within Salaye Administrative District, you have a single center, which is the Salaye Central High School, and then within Konya, you have a single center there as well. So you have over 3 different centers within Zozo and Salaye Administrative District. So electorally, they combine to make electoral district number 5, but administratively, they are separate. So now, you have these 6 high school in Zozo, you have 2 in Salaye, you have 2, that's 3 schools in Konya. So upon the pronouncement, there was actually the students got the information by the radio, but they actually came out in their numbers on that day to assemble at the campus to ensure that it's confirmed by the examiner so that they can go back home. And after they got the information, they went back to their respective home, and then they actually get prepared for the remaining tests or tests that are prepared to be administered as they currently going through. And we visited some of these centers, like for Zozo. We visited the center, and we get to understand that, they have been actually smooth operation, where you have a very good atmosphere in terms of conduct of students, but the examiner have been proactive in terms of actually conducting some of those expertise that was actually given to us before coming to for the test. And also, we've been able to talk to some of the school administrators, like the principal of some of the high school and so forth. Some of them have told us that they are actually praying along with their students to ensure that they make a successful pass, because it will interest you to know that it was just last academic year that schools in Zozo is successful graduates, and where you have over 10 to 20 students successfully passing in at least 8, 7, 9, some of them making a successful pass as well.
Thank you.
And as today, one of the former representative Kennedy of electoral district 5, Lofa County, Honorable Abraham Kennedy, or Mr. Abraham Kennedy, was able to actually visit the 2 centers within the district, 2 major centers like Salaye and Zozo, where he made available 90,000 Liberian dollars as part of his contribution towards the students that are writing the test, because according to him, he actually been engaged with the issue of feeding while students who are the past few years, but this time around, he deemed it necessary to make the money available to the student themselves, where he actually gave the money to them and they decide exactly what they want to do with the money as they go along. Doing their tests, because he said some of those students come from a very far distance. It will interest you to know that there are sometimes, my brother Melvin, there are sometimes you walk like 4 to 5 hours before you reach, and the road condition is terrible. Some students will walk to come do their national exam. And
Okay.
at the end of the day, they cannot really afford to sustain themselves, to feed themselves. So that donation that is timely, and at this time they actually in me, or they appreciate this kind gesture towards them, and they said they calling upon all officials of Lofa County to do similar thing so as to ensure that they actually keep the hope alive, because there have been some instances where students will drop from school or they will drop out of school because of feeding. Some students will miss day on these kind of tests because they don't even have the common food to eat. So some of them we've been experiencing it, and they're having some of those engagement with the students. So after the donation, we talked to some of them and said, yeah, this donation is actually it means a lot to us, because though we will not get much, but the little that we get will be able to actually provide a food for all for today or a day after, so that we can actually muster the courage to continue writing the national essay.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you very much for filling us on your debut this evening.
Well, it's actually a pleasure and I'm always positioned in this part of Lofa to bring you all of the major happenings from the northern part of Liberia.
Thank you all so much.
Most welcome.
Our correspondent there in Lofa County. Just feel that we now move on to Margibi County, where Ramsey Union Simbe is situated. And at about this hour to fill us in with information coming up from Margibi County with regards to the superintendent. I'm told that the superintendent has had an issues with the local appointment, as it with the recent land issues we've been discussing, and the local appointment made by the president has taken another trend in the county. Ramsey is here to tell us more about what occurring in that part of Liberia. So earlier you heard Benjamin. Benjamin is our Lofa County correspondent, and he has always tried contacting us, But we are pushing to see how best we can, maybe on tomorrow or next week, so we can have Grand Jida correspondent coming on maybe next week. But we now see we can get Ramsey to give us detail about. We now got Ramsey. Ramsey, we try your other line, Ramsey. We can't get you through. This one is okay. I don't know what is okay. It will serve us. Good evening, Ramsey.
Good evening.
Ramsey, will you walk away from where you are at the moment and give us the detail about the Rickman role that's been reported by you? According to you, a Rickman role is in the county with regards to the superintendent interference or the superintendent engagement with this land saga that we've been discussing that involves the Fulanins and the Liberian mayor in Margibi County.
All right, so thank you ever so much. I'd like to say a pleasant good evening to all of the folks from all the places where the coroner are monitoring clearly the signal of Voice of Liberia, whether online or across the frequencies that they normally get the station. Well, for Margibi, like you started talking about them, there are some important issues that we'll quickly give updates on. Like the first one that has to do with the report we've been following from one end to another regarding the destruction of a village and the desecration of a grave by Fulanese, Malians specifically, along the Bomais Road that is in district number 4, Maigibi County, in a district that is now headed by Emmanuel Ya as a representative. We've been reporting the intimidation by MIA, officials and the local authorities, how they got afraid and left from the case and all the stuff we've gone some level now. But at this point, it is very, very surprising when we got to follow up with some of the members of the
Ramsey, we got more things. We got more things to talk. You got to speed up, man.
All right. I don't. If you mind, I can call right away. I can call back.
No, not exactly that. The time.
All right. So no problem. So the superintendent recently reported that issue to the Maigibi County Legislative Caucus, and the manner in which the superintendent of Maigibi County, Liberia-VOL Duncan, who is somebody who the victim called about have been accusing of serving as lawyer for the Fulanese. And when we went to make a follow-up with her at the office, the person whom she referred journalists in the county to when it comes to media activities, who could not confirm or deny whether his boss, the superintendent, that is the CRO, the County Information Officer, Joe Benson, actually served as lawyer for the Fulanese. She's somebody who is a superintendent now, and this issue has been going on. We have not heard any public statement from her condemning it or going against it, or to say she's going there to take some steps further. But recently, she made a report to the caucus of the county, and she presented a case to the lawmakers like it is just something ordinary that people don't need to bother about. She said, the court ruled in favor of the Fulanese, they were right. The court went to do evasion, and then the people who they sent to do the evasion, or the setting, going ahead, they broke one of the ancestors' grave in the place, and so the people got angry and said because their ancestors' grave were broken. So, and I think they're trying to put it under control. But she knows very well that the Fulanese sent Zokos to go and break down an entire village and broke somebody's mother's grave that was buried about 3 years ago. And she been serving a lawyer for that same group of people.
So what is the response? What is the response from the Legislative Caucus?
Well, the Legislative Caucus, when she presented the case to them, I don't know what decision they have derived at officially, but I know that some of them that are engaged, what the understanding they have is that the superintendent presented a case that, a grave that was somebody was buried like maybe 15, 20 or 25 to 30 years ago, and so the people mistakenly broke that grave, and so the people took it as an offense traditionally that their ancestors, one of their ancestors' grave have been broken, and so they have issue with it. And she also said the people requested what the Fulanese should make available for them to be able to settle the dispute. When the Fulanese made those things available, the next day the people came by and said no, they don't agree again. So she presented the case in favor of the Fulanese and make it look like the people on the ground are the ones who got the problem, that the Fulanese don't have problem. That's how she presented the case. Until some of the lawmakers that I spoke with, they started telling me what they're following it up. They will be able to hear from the lawmaker himself on that district, because from my understanding investigation, he's not been able to communicate with his colleagues yet. And now he's being accused in the county that the Fulanese have settled down with him, he had taken bribe. I called him, he said to me that he had not even been able to see the Fulanese or spoken to them since this thing happened. So there's nothing on that have occurred between them. So the information is not true. What he knows according to me.
Does he know how to communicate? Are you asking whether he had not communicated with his colleagues?
Oh, he knows how to communicate. We're talking about a lawmaker here now.
Okay.
He knows how to communicate. And so, and he said that what he can remember, what happened is that he heard information that the people compromised the case. The locals who called him to meeting wants to say that we want the case to be serious.
Okay.
And then they told him, no, we didn't compromise the case. And then he told them, okay, but if you people did not compromise the case, I will expect you people to come in by official and let's see whether we can continue from where we stopped. So as we speak that case, It's being downplayed. Our presented as that is being downplayed by the county superintendent. The way she presented it to the lawmakers, it tells you that she does not have interest to protect the side of the Liberians, but the Flanese whom she been serving as lawyer for, and also the lawmaker too. The way the case is now, it has not reached to a point like.
And he can't speak anything to it. Okay, it's clear. It's clear, Ramsey. Quickly bring us to speed with regards to the local appointment of government officials in Margibi that we've been talking about. The side of Senator Yoblin Kaga Lawrence, the Margibi Legislative Caucus, and the Unity Party and its alliances in Margibi.
All right. So it has taken another trend. Like if people got something or you got food, you got lay food in the house eating, family food, then all of a sudden you're 40 and somebody suggested, but then let's just carry us out, let everybody eat it. And a lot of people also are hungry, they want to eat. That is what happened to these guys. So the names that they suggested officially through consensus what the names were being carried to Pwaka for appointment, then for Vana change around here alone, noise scheme to vote Yombi Kanga Lawrence, rejected the names and sent them back to have roundtable conversation. They came and had roundtable conversation and we sent the listing where they made some changes. But all of a sudden, we started hearing that others and stakeholders in the county were having consultation with this lawmaker, and there were also some mandate from the highest up there to be able to have the views of the various lawmakers in the county included on that list. Now we understand that some of these lawmakers are changing even some of the names that are there, that were put there by these people who are having a dispute. So they have come to the point now where they may not have control over it. Everything could be changed against them or in favor of them. They're where it's standing now.
So what I did saying to the aggrieved parties that earlier carried a complaint to the senator. What is their position?
What they're saying is that most of them, the fact is, I think they want to get benefit because if politics, the benefit is not in heaven or that you got to die before you benefit. So even if the list in question is not going the way they want it, some of them want benefits, some of them want jobs, and some of them want the names they suggested to stay or the way they made this change in the list, it should be reflected on the website of the executive mansion. But now that the senators, what we understand now, the people started having consultation with Senator Emmanuel Nugwe, Senator Mangero, and other lawmakers in the county. And so we understand that some of these lawmakers, Magiri have 7 lawmakers, some of these lawmakers are also recommending their interests that are not in line with the names that they change. Mm-hmm. So now it has become a different thing.
So it becomes different where people who earlier filed in the petition are not being heard, and the people who were appointed are not also being considered, but rather the legislative caucus of the county are being closely involved into the issue to make, a recommendation of an appointment of government officials there, right?
Yeah,
so it's likely to go against the alliances, likely to also go against people who were appointed earlier, because people who were appointed earlier will continue bringing noise, and the alliances, interest when it's also being met, people who were appointed earlier will also bring up noise too. So I'm sure people will want to recommend a neutral body, people who have not been involved.
Yeah, that would be a fun thing, but the lawmakers too, they are influential people, and they are people who almost all the lawmakers in Margibi, I can say they consider opposition lawmakers because part of them are from the CDC, and I can say the rest of them support the CDC, so they are known as CDC lawmakers. That's how they are known in Margibi, all of them. Mm-hmm. So they are seen as opposition lawmakers, and that the government is considering that if you don't have this guy on par with you or they are not certified, the county leadership, there may be some problem, and the UP may not succeed in some of the things that they want to do in Margibi. So I think it's from the background at the beginning to consider them to have their interest in the listing too.
Okay, Ramsey. Thank you, Ramsey. I think we'll hold you there now. We can go to the last one due to time. We need to do some analysis. Okay, just give us like 1 minute on this Margibi County District 2 Representative conducted a district sitting over the weekend. Just 1 minute or 2 minutes.
All right, so quickly, in district number 2, the resolution they came up with, that district is headed by Alpha K. Jones, the chairman of the Margibi County Legislative Caucus. They talk about series of projects, and the funding they were making, they were having a sitting on was a 50% remittance that he promised the district. So they have about 1 million plus LD and a little over 6,000 USD. And so they concluded we're also considering a proposed legislative funding that's supposed to go to each of the lawmakers in the tune of 100,000, also considering the county development fund. So they talk about a bridge between Dulutan and MBR that worth 54,000, the renovation of the RS Coffee School Auditorium worth 29,000. They talk about buying community cleaning up material, shovel, bricks, and other things to care on various committees and a lot of other pets. These are things that they discuss and agree on in the district sitting.
Okay, thank you all so much, Ramsey.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Ramsey, my Gibi County branch manager, fill us in with information from our Gibi County. So now we put it in context and zoom it out quickly. There's no time, so we will not take calls on today analysis from our correspondents across Liberia. Earlier was Benjamin Labla. Benjamin Labla is our Lofa County correspondent, and he informed us about the Lutheran Hospital in Zoso, Lofa County, celebrated the 100 years in existence or 100 years anniversary over the weekend, and it involves the community dwellers, involve the county authority, and it also involves the central government involving the Internal Affairs Minister Francis Newmalin and the rest of the people out there. And he mentioned that the hospital in Lofa is a faith-based hospital. That means it is a church-owned or religious, hospital. So they are calling on central government to help with some of the supplies. Sometimes helps like supplies in drugs, sometimes supply in stationaries, so as to the hospital can have a better and a conducive treating environment for Liberians residing in Lofa County. He even extended that the hospital received cases from Bapolu County and even neighboring country Guinea, and it's obvious people will search for a quality health in the neighboring country where there is a quality and superior hospital or facility. So that was the report from Benjamin Labla, our Lofa County correspondent. In Margibi, we have earlier reported on this land saga involving Koluba, who is the victim, and that of the Fulanins who, quote-unquote, it's been alleged that he's using catch violence in Margibi County District 4 to infringe on Koluba to take the land away from Koluba. Earlier, that burst into his mother's grave that led to Koluba taking the coffin of his mother to another destination. And it's been reported by Ramsey Singway that the Superintendent Vittorio Duncan reported the issue to the Margibi County Legislative Caucus, but was reported reluctantly because the way she reported indicates that she don't have interest in the case, or the case don't have magnitude. It's not magnitude enough that the Legislative Caucus will have to waste their time, but she's doing it because it is burden upon her as superintendent to just acknowledge them about what unfolding in the county, but it don't have that substance so that they can waste their time. But this is something that has involved citizens and traditional leaders and that of the Ministry of Internal Affairs in Margibi County. Local authorities were threatened of their jobs, and assistance. The case, Emmanuel Yah, who is the resident representative of that district, has failed to intervene as he went on giving 2 days or 48 hours ultimatum to the Fulanins to have rebuilt the grave of Koluba's mother, but to no avail. It wasn't, and has failed to go back to the people to tell the people what's actually unfolding, what is his position. But the representative has also failed to reach out to his colleagues to inform them about what unfolding in his district. Mind you, you are a representative. Anything unfolding in your district, you need to tell your colleagues, especially something that have drawn the attention of central government. You have to inform your colleagues. That's why you heard me ask him, Ramsey, as to whether he knows how to communicate. Despite having all of the guys in the office, but knowing how to communicate could be a paramount issue for any lawmaker who willing to settle down dispute. And Ramsey also reported that it's been alleged that Representative Emmanuel Yah received a bribe, received a token, received his portion or share of the money that has been distributed by the Fulanins that earlier went on giving. It's alleged that he also gave money to the Deputy Minister for Internal Affairs, Jabate, that went on threatening the local authorities on grounds. And later, the Fulanins also gave, I think, some sum of 25,000. I think 25,000. The 25 kg Becker rest, he gave, I think, 15 or 25 pieces. So, you know, they compromised the local authorities. So it appears like when you got money, you can do anything in the country, whether a foreigner or alien. So the indigenous or the citizens, the born Liberians, don't have such a protection under our law or to be protected by people who are in authority. That's it. We will not take call because of time on today. Sam, I don't know, you have a talk or maybe 5 minutes. Could we take a necessary, Sam? We got like 5 minutes more to zoom out. Let's take maybe 1 or 2 calls on this issue. We got exactly 4 minutes. Let's take 1 or 2 calls. 0770-907-907. 0770-907-907. Sam. 0770-907-907. And caller get a position, but due to time, if we can get any call, we hold it just like that and call it a day. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Oh, the phone, okay, I see. 0770-907-907. Put the calls back. 0770-907-907. And let's talk to this person. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, please go away from your radio. Your name and where you call from.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Your name and where you call from. Hello? Let's take different person. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Charles Morris calling from Cooper's Farm in
John,
the community.
John, let's hear you quickly.
Okay, thank you. The topic on the discussion concerning the land dispute in Maikebe County. I think most of the issues breaking from mob violence are agitated by our people in authority, taking bribes and other tokens from people who are not for people and denying the citizens appearance of their rights. These are some of the things that bring about xenophobia.
Thank you.
Xenophobic behavior against foreigners or the aliens. And very soon you'll hear about that violence against.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Jesse Titi, calling from Private Motor Corner.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly.
Hello?
Yeah, you live. Let's hear you.
Concerning the land issue, we see there is the same thing happening in our community in Motor Corner as that we speak. You know, the people have to not believe that they are the owner of the land to the extent even when they buy land for us. We are even studying, even people on the shop, they requesting us to move the people on the shop. You see, these are some of the things that certain Liberians. And then when we carry that complaint, the people who be the one can tell us, they take things out, so they move on, even the place, and we just put it. It's not that thing. These are some of the things that is happening.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this person too. Hello. 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 Will you go away from your radio? Let's hear you. Yeah, you live.
How are you?
I'm fine. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, this is Eddie Kali. I'm calling you from Topo Village.
Ebi, let's hear you.
You see, these are some of the things we can be. I don't know that get all our country. I don't know. Our foreigner, alien, come in your country, then they get edge over you. Then the relevant authority that we supposed to fall mechanism into place to seek the welfare of our citizens. Because of money, because of favor, they look us. You can go in a great United States, you do that thing, my brother. Hey, Liberia. What kind of country will get us, my brother? No, that's any issue, look. My blood is falling every day, and it's our mean, brother. I think I will say president by using any other means to get redress. Say I cannot get relevant authority. You see the kind of problem we in, my brother? It's so sad and frustrating, my brother.
Thank you.
Put me in the time.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's it. We want to zoom it out a day. That's all the time we have. It's exactly 6 o'clock. We have to go home. This is Bit and Pieces. We've been here since 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sam Andrews. My name is Edwin Melvin Jua. Do have yourself a pleasant time, and Bit and Pieces will be here 3 o'clock on tomorrow, as we promised to take a lot of our correspondents, Maryland and Bond County, on tomorrow.
Don't trouble nothing too much, you know.